Welcome everybody to NAB Stadium here in Auchenflower as the Brisbane Capitals host the Sunshine Coast Phoenix in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. I'm John Gorn. I'm joined tonight by Dave Derwin. And Dave, pretty good matchup tonight. You've got one of the undefeated teams in the competition, the Brisbane Capitals, and the team coming into tonight with two wins in a row after a nice win over the Ipswich Force. Talking about the Sunshine Coast Phoenix.
Yeah, welcome, Johnny. Thank you very much. Good to be here on a cold, wet Brisbane night at Auchenflower, but I think it'll be a really good game.
Somewhere I've lost them, but in that game, Sunshine Coast tried to match them from beyond the arc. That's not their game. They need to play their game tonight. What are going to be the keys to the game for the Phoenix?
Well, sorry, yeah, for the Caps again, I think equally I think it's around that physicality. So the Phoenix are a younger group and they're still coming together. So I think the physicality and the experience of Brisbane will be a big part, and I think that's where Coach Tarrant's going to try and pounce on them early, get the lead, get the Phoenix playing from behind the whole game, which again just adds pressure to some of those young, more inexperienced guys. Talking to Coach Tarrant before the game, again, he's concerned there's a bit of complacency. They've got a bit of a history of dropping games they shouldn't randomly over the last couple of years. So he certainly was concerned that he wants to get the guys switched on to perform tonight. Yeah,
well, it's going to be a good matchup. Brisbane, though, been one of the most impressive teams so far in their games so far this season. 5-0. They're sitting right at the top of the ladder. One of the two undefeated teams now left, as the Rip lost to the Southwest Metro Pirates last night.
Yeah.
So, going to be a good game here. I think the Phoenix come in with some confidence. You going to make a call? You want to make a prediction?
Well, I mean, if you looked at the stats, Brisbane's sort of averaging 92 points a game and only allowing 73 is one of the stingiest defensive groups. So you got to think Brisbane by a bit, but I just feel it might be a bit closer than that. And again, who knows? I mean, the Phoenix boys might get a bit of confidence out of last night's tight win.
Yep.
And again, if they take it, that's one thing about young groups is they don't care who they go against, and so if they equally try and take it to them, you never know.
It's going to be interesting. The Phoenix, we picked them as one of the teams that could surprise some people in our preseason podcast. They started off really slowly, but I think they still have the potential to make a bit of a run here. You look at the guys they have out on the floor. There's three guys that are playing in the NBL at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And then equally, I look at the Brisbane roster too, and I see 5 guys averaging double figures. So Brisbane does a really good job of sharing the ball, and they're not really a one-guy team either.
A jump ball is won by Onwis right up to Aaron Anderson, who lays it up and in. You taught him that on JBL on a Wednesday night, didn't you, Dave?
I don't think so. But nice little set play out of the tip. Yeah, and again, Phoenix are just asleep out of the tip, Johnny, which is not a good sign early.
Well, some interesting matchups on the floor here. You see Onwis guarding Fullerton. Hogan and Anderson at the point guard spot is a really good matchup also. Bit of a zone here from Brisbane. Kenyon for 3, that's off. Fullerton tips it, but Brisbane comes down with it. Reichardt leaking out, loses it on his way up. They're going to get Matt Kenyon for the foul on Dusty Reichardt. Bullet-to-bullet foul.
Yeah.
New school fouls the old school.
Obviously, Dusty, a former champion bullet.
Yeah, Reichardt's going to go to the line. Dusty Reichardt from the free throw line, only 33% heading into tonight. That's unlike him, but I got to give props to Dusty Reichardt. He is one of the unsung heroes for this Brisbane Capitals team, averaging a double-double on the season, 11 points, 12.7 rebounds. He's the 4th leading rebounder in the competition, but this is the one that jumps out at me, Dave. 5.3 assists a game. That's 5th in the competition.
Yeah, and he just plays that facilitating role. A nice drive from Kenyon.
And Donaldson nails the jump shot, so 4-2 here early for Brisbane. Kopskas going to fire a 3. That's good. Anthony Kopskas, he's hitting on 33% of his threes. He hits his first one tonight.
Well, Donaldson can't play off him just that much.
Hogan for 3, top of the key. That's in and out. And we see the three-point shot. Sunshine Coast at the moment here early, settling for three-pointers.
You know, and I don't think, as I said, they haven't shot a great clip from 2 or 3 so far, Johnny. So they just need to work on a little bit of execution, which I was talking to Coach Hazlers before the game, and he said they were better last night, and each week they're improving, which is good.
Donaldson with another baseline jumper cuts the lead to 2. Good transition bucket there for Sunny Coast.
Yeah.
Reichart going right at Hill. Donaldson got his hand on it. Carter going to take a deep 3. That's short. Kenyon wasn't paying attention. A lot of contact. They're going to let the ball go out of bounds. Going to say that it went out of bounds off the Capitals. Kenyon has it. Pretty exciting young Australian player. Signed as a full-time player for the Bullets. You got Tom Fullerton, who's signed as a development player. Jeremy Hill, who spent last season with the Sydney Kings, he's looking for an NBL contract also. Donaldson's got to get it off, fading away. It's off the front of the rim. Good offensive board, though, by Fullerton. Bullet pass inside. Donaldson dumps it off for Hill, who can't finish, but he's fouled. It's a good ball movement here from the Sunny Coast, especially on that possession.
Yeah, and good job on the glass too, a couple times being active, and that's something that I just was talking to the coach about, was being active on the glass. And Coach Tarrant also mentioned that he's susceptible too. He knows he's got a couple of smaller guys too when he runs his bench. You know, Aaron and Kopsakis obviously aren't the biggest of guys, and then you got Seb Windsor coming in too.
Hill hit the first one. He's made a bit of a difference coming into the squad. They missed him for the first few games.
Yeah, well,
they're 2-1 since he's come into the lineup.
Well, it looks like he's wearing about 10 kilo knee brace, so that might slow him down a little bit. But obviously, he did okay with the Kings last year. I think the injury, he was just coming back from that knee injury as well, so he's probably using this as a good rehab opportunity to get some good minutes, show him what he can do.
Yeah, Onwis with a nice bucket there for the Capitals. Fullerton, you've had a bit to do with Tom Fullerton. You've seen him around the traps. Tell us a bit about Tom Fullerton and what he brings to the table on the floor.
Well, I think he's just a great young talent and a really versatile player. So I think he's got a lot of potential, and this is a good opportunity for him to continue to learn from his NBL debut and then build when he has more responsibility in this group.
8-6 the lead for the Caps. Kenyon flips it ahead to Donaldson, who can't handle the pass.
Yeah, and Kenyon's made a lot of nice passes early, really putting the pressure on the defense under pressure.
It's almost a 2-guard lineup with Kenyon and Hogan, isn't it?
Yeah, and Fullerton's a good playmaker too, so they...
Carter getting inside, using the body. I like to see that as Zach Carter. Quite often he gets caught just shooting threes.
Well, good old Zach. He certainly likes the 3-ball too.
Donaldson saves it, but Reichart steals it. Up ahead, Onwis though travels. Bit too fast there.
I got a little excited. I thought that was jam time, but I think Zach just fumbled it after he caught it.
I have a feeling we'll get some jams tonight. Yeah. I can feel it. It's in the air. And again, I just want to let everyone know we are having some network issues, guys. Apologies if the quality isn't the greatest as Kenyon splits the D, floats it up, and gets the roll. Nice move there by Matty Kenyon.
Yeah, split the pick and roll. Great move.
.8 here. Carter going to fire a wing 3. That rattles home for Zach Carter.
And that's always going to be the problem, especially with someone like Carter, where, again, a lot of his shots are threes. He starts making a couple easy ones around the hoop, builds his confidence, and then, real tough.
Can we just call him the newlywed? Is that
yeah.
right? Hill has it against Reichart with 5 on the shot clock. Kenyon, good pump fake. Gets off the 3. It's tipped. Here comes Brisbane. Shout out to Michael Van Dongen looking after the fellas and sitting in on the commentary booth.
Oh.
Big bucket and the foul there for Aaron Anderson.
Well, Anderson is shooting 48% from downtown this year.
He's been great so far for the Capitals. Timeout taken on the floor. We'll take one as well. 16-8 with 4:30 to go here in the first quarter in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. All right, back with you here at NAB Stadium in Auchenflower. It's a 16-8 lead with Aaron Anderson at the free throw line. Dave, what do you see here early from both teams? Sorry, as you
No, you're right.
Sucking down some chips.
Yeah, thanks, V-Dog. Thanks for looking after us. Well, I think early on it's sort of as predicted. I mean, both teams are trying to push the ball. Really like the impact Matt Kenyon's having as a playmaker so far. And the Phoenix are doing a good job crashing the boards. They have to defend the three better. I mean, you've got to try and run Brisbane off the three. You can't just give them a meter with no hand up. You know, you're just going to get pumped if that's going to be the execution of the coach's defensive strategy.
6 on the shot clock. Onwis with the steal. He's up ahead. Tucks it back and puts it down. He picked the pocket of Braylon Hogan and then went coast to coast.
Ooh.
Nearly had another one there. Good ball movement. Fullerton on the baseline. Finishes strong. Hogan, though, got caught sleeping there. Onwis just picked him clean. Pull-up jumper from Onwis is strong. Tipped around. Hill comes down with it. Jump shot is good, and the foul. Braylon Hogan going to go to the line for a three-point play opportunity. CJ Massengale going to check in for the first time tonight. He's another really talented player, and I like what Coach Hesselhurst does, bringing him off the bench. He can kind of come in and maybe bring some instant offense for them when they're struggling. Yeah,
I mean, he's certainly been around for a long time. A really veteran player at this level in other state leagues around Australia. So I think he just brings that maturity in his second unit, as does Zaramba, who's also been around for a while. So they got a good experience mix here.
Good pump fake by Davis. They're going to get Massengale for the foul. I like that Davis has added that to his game. People know that he can fire from three. Nice sharp pump fake and just hits the deck hard once they hesitate. Yeah,
for me, the bit he needs to add now too, Johnny, is that he needs more than a feet in the paint. So he needs to be able to break down guys and get on the rim and flush it.
Onwis steals the rebound from Zaremba. Now he's working on Matt Kenyon. Goes right at Kenyon. Good defense. Onwis finishes through the contact. Kenyon looking inside. It's tipped away. Here comes Onwis again. What's he got for us this time? Pretty casual slam there.
Disappointing.
I'm waiting for him to rock the cradle.
I'm disappointed. Hope he watches the tape and shows me something better next time.
Well, you tell your boy Aaron Anderson to pass on to Nothing But Net. We want something special.
Yeah. Oh, I saw him in the pregame. I know he's got plenty up his sleeve.
Massengale hits a three. 6-point lead here for Caps. There's Davis over to Onwis in the wing. 3 is good.
Well, we talked about giving them too much space, and that's just unacceptable. It'll be a 25-point loss if that's the same way they're going to defend this 3.
Well, not only do they have the green light, they all can shoot the 3 as well.
Yeah.
Hogan inside for Zaremba. Nice creativity and a good finish by the big fella.
Yeah. And when the Phoenix have been patient, they're really getting those good looks too, Johnny. I mean, they're getting good points in the paint.
Good action here from both teams. Anderson has it in the corner, uses the pump fake, a lot of contact. Refs let it go. Anderson, though, gets the steal from Zaremba. That's good heads-up play there by Anderson.
Yeah, just a sneaky little play. Coming from behind to steal the ball.
That's better defense from the Phoenix. Hogan over to Massengale. He's open again for
good
3.
Look. Boom.
Back-to-back threes for C.J. Massengale. Cuts the lead to 5 for Brisbane. Davis with the left hand. I see you shaking your head, Dave.
Well, the D-Trans has been really poor. And I don't know how many turnovers already, but it's been a lot.
Let's see if we can pull it up for the statistics for you. Turnovers for Brisbane, only 1. They always take care of the Pills.
7, I think, just then.
7 for the Phoenix, yep.
Yeah. And a lot of them are just, leave your feet, jump pass, junior basketball stuff, Johnny.
About a minute to go here in the first quarter. Good pump fake. Reichardt layup is good.
Well, Zaremba did a better job of getting out and closing out, and people have got to have his back. I mean, the split D's got to be better in that situation.
Where's the help?
Well, there's none.
Yeah.
I mean, Dusty just walked down the middle and a real simple bucket.
Carter, good hesitation dribble. Looking backdoor pass stolen, though, by Massengale.
Good hands from Massengale. Again, not just coming in, shooting the threes, doing those simple things. Playing D, being active.
Kenyon, great pass to Tom Fullerton. Baseline jumper's good. Kenyon showing his creativity tonight. Brisbane can hold for the final shot. Seb Windsor eyeing off Toby Zaremba. Going to step into a 3. It's off.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
4 seconds to go. Fullerton splits the D, pulls up for 3. Can't get the bank to go home. And at the quarter time, it's 30-23 Caps over Phoenix. Dave, quick thoughts of that quarter time action.
Yeah, I mean, Brisbane doing what they do best, and that's moving the ball, sharing it around, and being really unselfish so far. Great start from them, looking after the pill. Phoenix, offensively, they're hanging in there. Clean up some of those simple turnovers, and they're right in it.
All right, well, timeout because it's the quarter time, so we'll take a break with Brisbane up 7 over the Phoenix on your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media.
Yeah.
All right, we're back here at NAB Stadium in Auckland Flower. Dave, some of the quarter time statistics for us here with the Brisbane up 7-30-23.
Geez, you're a hard taskmaster, Johnny.
I am. Hand it to you and go.
So again,
we're live.
Well, Phoenix aren't doing a great deal to stop Brisbane. Brisbane's shooting 60%, which is not a good sign if I'm a Phoenix fan. And again, though, Phoenix are getting plenty of good looks. Points in the paint have been good so far from both teams. But Brisbane leaking out on a couple of those easy transition buckets is making their stats look a bit nicer. Phoenix are +4 on the boards, but -5 on the turnovers, which is a key stat against Brisbane because they kill you in transition.
Well, Brisbane gonna get themselves going here. Hayden Reed's checked in for Sunny Coast. Fullerton on the baseline, bit too strong. Davis goes over the back of Hayden Reed. It's a good position inside for Hayden Reed.
Yeah, good spacing early from the Phoenix as well. I think I like some of their motion they're running, giving guys opportunities to create, especially Kenyon, who's been really impressive in the first quarter.
Hogan looking to get on track. Fullerton in the corner for 3. It's short. Reed offensive rebound and put back.
That's what you love when you go to your bench and the bench comes in and gives you energy straight away. Geez, Hogan's been fairly passive so far. Johnny, what do you think?
He's been quiet. I remember him a few years ago at Bundaberg. He was he was an electric guy.
Yeah.
He had a great game for them last night in the win over Ipswich also. So, you know, Coach Hesselhurst is going to want, if Phoenix are going to win this game, Hogan's got to get into double figures at least.
Well, you know, just like I said in the pregame, where Brisbane has 5 guys averaging, you know, double figures. Equally, the Phoenix have 4 guys averaging double figures. So they got plenty of guys who are getting it done as well.
Lamb has checked in for Brisbane. Onwis 3 is off. Yeah, both teams just, I don't know if any team is as deep or will play as many guys as Brisbane, though, in the competition. The one team that jumps out at me depth-wise, Cairns is quite deep also. Mackay was deep, but they probably won't go 10 deep like Brisbane.
No. And even, you know, to be honest, the young Brisbane guys that sit in that 11, 12, and plus, you know, they're all still running around Brisbane GBL competition, and they're all capable of stepping up as well.
7 on the shot clock. Hogan with Onwis on him. 5 to go. Pull-up jumper. It's too strong. It's tipped around. Zaremba took out Hogan, and it went out of bounds off the Phoenix. Phoenix kind of hanging around here, though. Brisbane hasn't really, the pace has been quite good for the Phoenix, I think. I think they've really slowed Brisbane down a bit and kind of forcing them into that half-court game.
Yeah.
The few times that they slacked, though, Brisbane made them pay.
And I think that's what you want to do. You want to play a relatively full clock. I don't think they've got the manpower or the experience to run the Den and Tony 7-second or less offense.
A good defense there. Phoenix went to a 2-3 zone, switched things up, and then Hogan got fouled on the defensive rebound. Aaron Anderson going to check in for Jake Davis. Coach Tarrant going to have a chat with Davis on the bench. Three-pointer is off for Massengale.
Well, again, not a big fan of the one pass chuck from 4 feet.
Here's that zone. Let's see what Brisbane can do against it. Onwis loses it. Hogan comes up with it. Speeding ahead, blocked from behind. They're going to get him for the foul. We've seen Onwis with a couple of those chase down blocks. He was salivating at that opportunity.
Yeah, Hogan, he had a nice little explosion of speed then too.
I'd love to see Hogan and Anderson ball on the baseline. Who could go end-to-end quickest?
Well,
I think they're probably, if not the 2 quickest, definitely 2 of the quickest guys in the comp.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hogan hits the first to cut the lead to 4, 30-26. Hits them both. Jeremy Hill going to check back in. Toby Zaremba gave him some pretty good minutes, as he does.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think you lose a huge amount when Zaremba comes in. Again, he's been around for a while. Good deflection from Reed, keeping the energy.
Baseline jumper for Carter is good. It's a tough hit there for Carter.
Well, I think they were in their zone then, right? I just think it just was a bit sloppy. You've got to still match up out of the zone.
Reed for three is way off. Now up ahead to Onwis. He's going strong. Layup is good. And there's that transition. The one time, again, Phoenix struggle to get back. Brisbane makes him pay.
Yeah, easy bucket. They got 20 points in the paint already, the Caps. 20 of their 34.
Now they're off and running again. Kopskis has it, pushing the pace. Leaves his feet, flips it up, can't get it to fall. Hogan, step back jumper is good. 34-29.
Well, I know he made it, but that's not a great shot.
Kopskis with the left hand. That's a tough bucket.
That's a great shot.
To the ground. Kopskis has been great for them this season. It's always interesting to see when guys come, they're used to coming in off the bench and getting the starting assignment. There's a bit of an adjustment, isn't there, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. And the expectations are a bit higher. This pace for me is suited more Brisbane than Phoenix. And in this zone, as you can see, they've still got to guard someone.
Deep three for Kopskis. He rattles it home. Anthony Kopskis increases the lead for Brisbane to 10.
I think the Phoenix need a timeout to just have a chat about that zone.
And the pace, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, right?
Hogan gets called for the travel. And Coach Hesselhurst heard your words. He's going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. 5:50 to go in the game. Caps up 10 over the Phoenix on your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. All right, back with you here at NAB Stadium in Auchenflower. Phoenix called a timeout, down 10, Dave. Let's take a look at some of the statistics that are jumping out at you up to this point.
Well, Onwis has got 13 points already, and in his 12 minutes, he's been really efficient, running the lane hard. And again, the Caps guys know that when they get out in transition, they're going to get rewarded. Really unselfish. The other impressive number is the 12 assists already.
On 16 buckets.
Yeah.
Not bad, huh?
It's pretty efficient, which is good hoops.
Yep, Brisbane plays. I enjoy watching the Caps play. I love the pace they play at. I like the style of defense they play, and they share the ball.
Yeah, I think they're certainly a better group this year, and I like their offensive style better this year as well.
Davis fires a deep three. That's short. Kopskis though with the offensive rebound out to Anderson for three. That's no good.
Well, their layups are him at the moment. As I said, shooting 48%. We saw him hit, I think, 9 a month ago, Johnny, in this building.
He likes it when NBN's here covering him, doesn't he?
He does.
He'll skip pass over to Hogan. Into the corner. Fullerton three is short.
Good extra pass from Hogan, though. And that's a good shot.
Hey, good ball movement, good patience from Phoenix. Good defense there from Hogan. Kenyon has it now, 2-on-3. Goes right at the defense, flips it up, it's off. Just kind of forced that one, didn't he?
Yeah, just a little bit ill-advised. I think he was just pressing a little bit.
Anderson with the step back. How do you stop that, Dave? I don't think you can.
Well, it's pretty tough. I mean, Fullerton, I think, is a decent defender who's probably, 6'6". ish, 6'5".
Hogan from the baseline rattles in. Back to 10, so back and forth we go. Neither team can really string together multiple stops.
And Anderson just gave Jake some filthy eyes saying, you had an easy layup if you bothered to run in trans.
Rijkaard with the floater. You can't trade buckets, though, with Brisbane if you're Sunshine Coast. You got to get some stops.
Yeah, and again, the lead's now out to 12, and it just keeps on building. And I think the momentum continues to go Brisbane way.
Hill hits a three. He can do that. Although it was his first one of the season.
Well, it looked pretty good.
Yeah, it was nice. Davis trying to get on track. Can't get that one to fall. Kopskis picks up a silly one. Pressuring Hill on the rebound. Anderson going to take a breather. Seb Windsor going to check in. Timeout on the floor. Dave, you want to keep it here and chat a bit? What's going on? Good timeout, I think.
I think it was. Who called it?
I think it was a Brisbane timeout.
I think Tarrant's just going to give him a bit of a settler. I think they're doing a good job. I think now they just want to close out this second quarter. So I think it is a good timeout. And, you know, we keep on talking about how you start, how you end quarters. And 3 minutes to go, he's up 14. I think the scoreboard's a bit difficult to read.
43-34.
Difficult to see.
I'll give you my glasses.
Yeah.
You got blind if that happened.
But just, you know, I think it's just good to sort of tighten it up a little bit. And again, credit to Phoenix, they're hanging in there. I think they've done a really good job of hanging tough. And Donaldson sort of has been sitting a little while. He was good for them early in the first quarter too. So equally, it's interesting for Coach Hazelhurst where he's got to start. He's got to continue to learn the roster and when I get guys in and out, and do I go small and big and.
Oh, it's hard. I mean, he's got depth in his squad too, and everybody's going to want minutes. So you got guys who, like you said, Donaldson gave him some good minutes early. Massengale's giving him some good minutes. He needs somebody to score the pill, and that's where they've struggled so far this season, putting the ball in the basket.
Yeah, they've shot really poorly as a group, and again, based on tonight, you know, I really like some of the looks they've had. So it's not like they're being terribly selfish or so forth.
Well, they certainly have looked good when they move the ball. Massengale over to Kenyon. Good pump fake. Kicks it out. Great ball movement. Hogan three. Swatted by Onwis. Onwis going right at the basket to lay it in.
Well, you just can't beat athleticism. I mean, a fantastic closeout. I was just going to say, great extra kick for a bucket. And almost flies out of nowhere and sends it.
That's going to make people think as Hill fires top of the key. Long two is good. But that makes you think. That makes you hesitate on the next one when you get embarrassed like that.
He's pretty athletic. I mean, as I said, we saw him in the warm-ups, and he was putting down some nice shots.
He hits the three and gets the foul on Breland Hogan. Hogan shocked by the foul call. Coach Hesselhurst shocked as well. Nonetheless, Onwis hits the three and he's going to go to the line for a 4-point play opportunity.
We really couldn't see it in too much detail, but all he needs is a simple little smack on the hand. And
Onwis hits. So it's a 13-point lead now for Brisbane with 2:35 to go in the first half.
I think that's his 19th point already, so almost has had a huge second quarter.
Good look inside. Hill swatted by Onwis, but it's called a foul.
I like it.
Princeton, I think I got something for the next one. He's looking for it now after he's got a few big blocks.
Yeah.
He's looking for him, isn't he?
Yeah, I think
gotta be careful though he doesn't pick up foul trouble.
Yeah, this has been, you know, really good because I think as he's adjusted and getting more familiar with the lifestyle and so forth, he's getting comfortable. I mean, I can certainly see a lift in his game over the last month, right?
Definitely. And more comfortable in the team. You know, you still, when you come in as an import, I've talked with Dan about this a few times. You come in as an import, you don't know anybody. You're here, you know you're getting paid. Great no-look pass. Davis can't finish the layup, though.
Gee, there's a lot of gaps in that back line for the Phoenix.
Kenyon misses the layup on the other end. Don't see that too often, do you, Dave?
No.
And then Anderson flips it up and in.
Well, he teaches the youngsters how to finish.
The finger roll.
I'll show you myself.
Well, I was saying, you know, you come in as an import, you're getting paid, you know you got to produce or else you might be out of here.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. You know, you get 4 or 5 games in, you get more comfortable with the team, you see where you're at, see what you're able to do in the competition. And Onwis is an impressive guy.
Well, especially considering you...
Good kick ahead for Onwis. One-hand jam from Onwis.
Well, your feeling was right because we've seen more dunks in the first half than we have, I think, in every other game combined this season.
Nearly. Hill fouled by Seb Windsor. Brisbane in the penalty, so Hill's going to go to line for a couple shots.
Yeah, and again, this is the D-trans is tough when you're turning the ball over, and it's not like it's a good shot D-trans where we're not tagging up. It's unexpected, you know, good deflection, good activity from from Brisbane, and then it's off to the races. I mean, they got, you know, as I said, with a guy like Anderson at the back.
Well, that's the versatility of Brisbane. They can all shoot. You look at the guys on the floor. They can all handle. They can all pass. And they junk it up on defense.
Yeah.
You know, people will make fun of that pack line defense, but they're tough to score against, too.
Yeah.
And then it feeds into their easy offense.
Yeah.
And then that energy gets going, and the three-pointers start to fall, and next thing you know, you're down 13.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem all that long ago. It was a 4-point game. Now we're talking about 13 points.
Well, and again, like we just talked about off air just a minute ago, I think the Phoenix are, you know, they don't look like it's down 30. Like Brisbane looks well in control of the game right now.
But that's the one thing I think Coach Tarrant will want to see out of his troops, that killer instinct. We are down 13. Let's make it 20 before we head into the break, and then we're up 20. Let's finish them in the third. And that's for me where the Caps can take it to another level. I haven't really seen them fully put a team away in the games that we've covered so far this season, at least.
Yeah.
55-40 the lead, about a minute to go until the halftime break. Massengale from the wing for 3. It's off the side of the rim. Donaldson recovers and lays it in. Here's Anderson. Kicks it out. Davis going to fire from the wing. That's off. Kenyon comes down with it. Quick 2 for 1 here, Dave.
That's what he's thinking. Good
look inside. Yeah. Hill finishes strong. Good push there by Matt Kenyon.
You know, and again, that's where Phoenix are nice too. They're good in trans. They need to use those young, skilled guards. Get out and run themselves. Get some easy buckets. Push the ball back down Brisbane's throat.
Anderson looking for a right guard screen. Gonna have to bring it back out. 3 seconds to go. Speeds up, gets around the defense and lays it in. And then Kenyon loses the ball. Hill upset with his teammates. He wanted some help. He didn't get it. Coach Tarrant going to take a timeout with 3 seconds to go. He wants to get a good bucket. Good timeout. Hill's frustration, though, led to the turnover. Dave, your Coach Tarrant, you got plenty of weapons here. He cleared out for Anderson on the possession before. Looks like he's going to have Anderson, Onwis, Davis, Reichard, and Windsor. Who's getting the shot on this one with 3 seconds to go?
Well, they're going to go to, I'm going to guess, either of their thoroughbreds in Onwis or Anderson. I mean, personally, I'd be saying, you know, Onwis, who's got 23 already. Let's try and keep him rolling. 9 of 12 from the floor for him. It's always nice shooting when you're only a foot from the rim with him smacking it down.
I mean, he's got 9 field goals, 3 of which are dunks.
Yeah, maybe 4. Is it? Oh no, only 3 dunks. Yeah.
We thought we were gonna get another. I have a feeling we might get another one. But he's doing it all from everywhere. He's 7 of 8 from 2, 2 of 4 from 3, and a perfect 3 of 3 from the free throw line.
Yeah, good timeout again. You want to always try and work on your stuff. 3 seconds. You practice this every Tuesday, Thursday, and now's the time when they execute.
It's a good opportunity for the Phoenix to set their defense in these opportunities as well. Onwis inbounds to Anderson, takes a few dribbles, goes at the defense, pull-up jumpers up, banked in for Aaron Anderson. He beats the buzzer. The Capitals going to head into the break up 15. I like that, though. You knew it was going to go to Anderson or Onwis. And Anderson just stop, pop. That's a tough bucket, man.
Absolutely. It was pretty well defended. Got a little home cooking on the roll.
I know we talked a bit about what you saw, but what are your thoughts for both teams on the half before we take our halftime break?
Yeah, I think Brisbane certainly game plan going as required. Some of those gaps on the O board is still a little bit of a concern, but other than that, they've got to be pretty happy. Coach Hazelhurst's got a bit of work to do. He's got to take some stuff away. He's got to disrupt Brisbane's flow offensively. You know, get up and in, deny, switch. Again, just give him different looks, junk it up, zone, press, trap, to try and get back in the game, because if he doesn't get back in the game and they add another +8, then she's a 25-point game and it's all over by three-quarter time.
Yeah, it's 59-44 at the half. The Caps over the Phoenix. We'll take a break. We'll come back with some halftime statistics for you here on your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. All right, back with you here at NAB Stadium in Auchenflower. At the half, it's a 15-point lead for the Brisbane Capitals over the Sunshine Coast Phoenix. Let's take a look at some of the halftime statistics, Dave. I've only had 2 sips.
Well, it's kind of been all Brisbane, really, Johnny. I mean, 59% from the floor, which are a lot of layups in trans. I mean, they have punished the Phoenix in those transition buckets. 73% from 2 and 33% from downtown, which is okay. They've only hit 5 threes. They're -5 on the glass, which is what we talked about. But, again, plenty of assists, great turnovers, only 4, 7 steals, which has reflected their active hands all night long, which Coach Tarrant will be pleased with. And Onwest has got 23 points, being really efficient, and Aaron Anderson's got 14 points and 6 assists. So I think the telling stat is there are plus 20 points in the paint. I just caught up with Coach Hazelhurst at the break then, and you know, he was sort of a little bit amazed of they haven't played that bad, and they're down 16. And I said that the killer is that your turnovers, they've scored every time off a turnover.
Yeah, 12 points off of turnovers for the Caps.
Yeah, and that's 6 layups. And the disappointing thing is, even in the D-trans, I mean, you got to take a foul. You got to like put some guy on the ground. Like, I don't care how big or strong he is. You don't just give up layup. So that was one of the things that he needs to clean up as well. They got to get back in D-trans and fight a bit harder and get in front of the ball.
Yeah, and for the Capitals, I mean, they had everything going for him. Princeton Onwest, 23 points. He's going to be a tough matchup for anybody in the QBL, but particularly for the Phoenix. He seems to be taking whoever Phoenix are putting on him, and he's just taking him to school.
Yeah.
He's been a really tough matchup. Fullerton, as you said, is a good defender, but he's been struggling with Onwest so far.
Yeah, and I think one of the things too is you got those young guys like Fullerton and Kenyon, and what sets are you going to run to get them some more opportunities? I mean, I think Kenyon's a real nice, smart playmaker, and I like Fullerton's game too. They need to find a way offensively to get them some simpler buckets out of their motion set. Hill's been good, 13 points for Hill. And as I said, I think they haven't done a lot of things wrong per se. It's just they've been punished on the turnovers.
Yeah, I'd like to see Julian Hogan get a little bit more involved too, not settle for the jump shot. He needs to get feet in the paint and either dish off or score. And like I said to you, I think he needs to hit double figures for them to have a chance at the moment. Hogan's got, 9 points, so he's almost there.
And a couple of helpers. I mean, he's okay, but I agree. I think he needs to be a bit more impactful in the game.
So back to the starting lineups here. Brisbane with first possession. Onwest comes out on fire, hits the corner 3. 26 points now for Onwest. The lead is 18.
Well, that's the kind of thing where you might see a Popovich timeout 10 seconds in, Johnny. But obviously in the NBL and in the QBL, you don't have as many as the NBA. But you got to be filthy when you came out to clean up some stuff from the first half, and you just lose them, and then you lose Carter in trans again.
There he is, wide open. Onwest again hits another 3.
Well, he might have 45 if we keep going.
He's nearly at 30 already. We're 45 seconds into the third quarter. Good pump fake by Fullerton. Nice ball movement. Hogan in the corner for 3. It's short. And Rodcart comes down with it. Here comes Brisbane. They've got some space. Anderson kicks it to Kopsikas in the corner. 3 is up. Strong. That would have hurt.
That would have. really nice penetration from Anderson as he set up Kenyon, then who came in and helped a little bit.
Hill hits a long 2.
Kopsikas won't get too many better looks than that, but unfortunately he missed that one.
Onwest again, right past Fullerton, and the foul. Bit of contact there on the body. There is no help.
No, they've been burned a few times on that split.
That first step by Princeton Onwest is pretty good too. He took that first step, he was already hip to hip.
I thought he was going to actually try and smack it on him.
I mean, why not? Everything else is working.
Yeah.
Three-point play for Onwis increases the lead to 20 for the Capitals, 68-48. And this championship quarter has been all Caps so far. Hill from three. Air ball. Hogan, though, follows with the putback.
Well, the first one he hit shot looked good, Johnny. That one didn't.
Like I said, the one he hit earlier was his first one of the QBL season. Anderson, what a pass to Reichart for the wing three. It's off, though. G. Anderson's nice. He's fun to watch, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's Hogan, dumps it inside for Hill. And that's what I'm talking about there from Hogan.
Yeah,
break a player down and make it easy for someone.
Yeah, absolutely. And he certainly can do it.
Deep three for Onwis. That was a heat check.
Yeah, well, he's going for his NB. I don't know what's the most we've seen the last few years, Johnny?
Threes?
No, points. I mean, he's got 32 already.
Well, I got to call Sidney Parsons' 50-point game.
Okay.
And that's definitely been the most that I've seen.
Yeah. I'm trying to think the most. I think someone had a 39-point game last year.
Didn't Onwis have a huge game in the first game of the season?
Yeah, he didn't have 39, though, I don't think.
Someone had a big game. I can't remember either. I should. Reichart can't get the jumper to fall.
Well, a better start here from the Phoenix.
Good pass inside for Kenyon. Stripped by Onwis, though. Good
nice
dish
pass
by Kopskas to Zach Carter. It's just that transition bucket makes it's tough.
Yeah, and you don't have to do a lot wrong to get burnt. And again, in this comp, you have a bad 3 minutes. You have two of those bad 3 minutes, and you're looking at a 22-point pasting.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's it. Trying to get Hill going on the post. He was fouled there by Reichart. But if I'm the Phoenix, I want to get Jeremy Hill a touch on every possession, whether it's outside or inside.
I think so too. I think you want to try and get some more inside-outside offensively.
Donaldson trying to make something happen, misses.
Yeah, good job from Kopsikas too. Just that extra defender getting his way.
Anderson gets past Kenyon to lay it in. Heard it on the Long and Short podcast quite a few times when they asked their long and shorts, and nearly every player has said Aaron Anderson has the best handles in the comp. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Here comes Onwis. 2-on-1. He's going at the defense, and there's a foul from Donaldson. Going to put Onwis to the line for 2 shots.
Well, the only thing that might stop him is the back wall.
It sure looked like it. There's a timeout on the floor, though. We'll take one as well. 72-52 the lead here for the Caps over the Phoenix on your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. All right, back with you here at NAB Stadium in Auchenflower. 72-52 the lead for the Brisbane Capitals. They've come out firing here in the championship quarter. Looking at the third quarter score, it's only 13-8, but gee, they seem to be just running over the Phoenix at the moment.
Yeah, and I think, again, offensively, Phoenix have had some good sets in to start this third quarter. Just that transition stuff has killed them all night long.
Yeah, let's see if we could find some of those second chance points. Onwis goes 1 of 2. Good pass inside. Yeah. Hogan can't finish though. Massingale follows with the rebound and tip. And here's Brisbane. Just how quick they get the ball up court. Anderson using those handles, flips it in. Carter recovers with 8 on the shot clock. Left-handed hook shot is short. Somehow Carter gets it back out to Anderson. Corner 3 is up and good for Aaron Anderson. See a couple of former Caps sitting in front of us. They look like they're back into it. They want to get out on the court, I think. Hill tied up by Kopsakis. They're going to say it's Brisbane ball.
I don't understand that call. I mean, that's a jump all day, right?
I mean, he pulled away. If it's not a jump, he stepped out of bounds, and it's Brisbane's ball. Regan, our resident producer / referee.
Yeah, look, I'm happy with that call. I mean, at the end of the day, both players had a hold of the ball. There's no set time frame as to how long a jump ball actually is, but there was a strong fight, and at the end of the day, the Sunshine Coast player couldn't hold on to it and went out of court, out of bounds. I agree.
All right. We know we don't want Regan calling possession arrow for us.
Yeah, that's right. Not going to argue with him.
Well, I mean, the Brisbane player did everything right. I mean, you know, he had a strong pull on the ball and sent the other player out of court.
Yeah.
I mean, reward the good play.
Here comes Massingale, going to bring it back out. Now Hogan has it. They're Darren Kenyon to shoot. A bit of hesitation there.
Yeah, he needs to let that fly.
Good pass inside. Massingale, though, couldn't handle the pass and misses the layup. And there's Anderson. His pass, though, stolen. You don't see Aaron Anderson turn it over too often. Massingale flips it up and in, plus the foul.
He misses the simple one, makes the tough one. And again, they've missed a couple of little bunnies, too, off Kenyon's passes tonight. So, you know, you add in 6 and 8 points of them at key points in the game, and there's a bit more belief in the group.
Zaremba going to get back into the game here. Tom Fullerton going to take a seat on the bench. Fullerton seems to put on a bit of weight since he's down at the COE, eh?
Yeah.
Just signed his development contract with the Brisbane Bullets, so he'll be lining up here in Brisbane. It's upcoming NBL season. What are your thoughts on that? I had to chat with Dan George about that as well. Players opting to stay and play in the NBL as opposed to going over to the U.S. college system.
Yeah, I think it's, I mean, it's a little bit, I'm not hung up either way. I mean, I just think it's a what's best for the situation. I mean, you got some kids who they're just comfortable in this Australian system, and they think that the NBL is a good opportunity. Which I don't think you can fault. I think there's a decent opportunity in the NBL, especially if you can get a 10, 11, 12 spot. Unfortunately, though, with the only being 8 teams in the NBL, you're not going to get any burn, in my opinion. So all you really are is training fodder and a bit of an injury opportunity every now and then. But you're getting to learn off some good coaches, obviously, in the NBL, and that's a positive, especially in lieu of, you know, some of the world champs decisions with FIBA, so there's going to be more opportunities for Australian NBL players to be representing their country. So I understand that. Equally, I understand the guys that say, I want to go and get a free degree and take my talents to the US and see what I can do. I mean, that's pretty attractive too.
Good energy here, but they turn it back over. Now it's a 4-on-2. Davis 3 is up. And that's good. He hits his first shot of the night.
Yeah, another turnover and another bucket. And you know too, Johnny, like you know, there's a little bit of a cultural difference between the US and Australia, and sometimes the Aussie boys and girls obviously just don't. It's not their thing.
For sure. I always look at it as the education piece, as Davis streaking up the court. Layup is missed, but he's fouled by Brilliant Hogan.
Well, at least he challenged it and fouled him. That's heaps better than a simple bucket.
79-60 the lead for the Capitals over the Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of guys, you know, like Brendan Tees decided to stay.
Yep.
You know, Zach Carter decided to stay and try and get an NBL gig. And you got really good talent like Matt Kenyon and Tommy Fullerton doing the same.
I just see it as, and this is just me as an outsider's perspective, I think if you're good enough to play in the NBL in a development spot at 17 or 18,
yeah,
I think the opportunity will still be there after a college career.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah, sure.
No, there's no guarantees, and I understand that. I see it as going over, getting the education, having the experience of living overseas as a teenager, that college life, getting to play basketball at a pretty high level, and who knows where it could take you from there.
Yeah, I agree personally. I mean, I would be promoting that experience and that life experience. You know, maybe, you know what? Maybe the hoops doesn't work out, so you got to plan for plan B and C and D.
But as a basketball fan, I'm excited to see Tom Fullerton stay here because I'll get to see him play for the Bullets.
Yeah.
So that's me being selfish.
Don't know if they looked at the clock yet, but they know they got to shoot it.
Kenyon jump stop, throws it up, but they're going to get him for the travel. This Brisbane defense really frustrating Sunshine Coast Phoenix, as they do to most teams in the competition.
Yeah.
Good defense there by Zaremba. Fouled him, though, on the second attempt.
I saw Matty Kenyon throw down a monster backdoor alley in the 20s championships a couple of years ago for New South Wales.
Well, I remember you telling me that he was the guy that really stood out to you when he came back from that tournament.
Yeah, he was. And it's interesting because he doesn't sort of look super athletic in this QBL setting. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. I think he's done a good job offensively, and again, running the tempo, beating his man, getting feet in the paint, setting guys up, which has been really good. His playmaking ability.
Hey, they're running almost a two-guard set because Kenyon handles the ball quite a bit for them.
Yeah.
And he's done a pretty good job. There's Hogan with the fadeaway jumper. It's off. Kenyon fighting for it. Massengale winds up with it.
Yeah, good job of crashing the glass from the Phoenix. Zaremba presents himself.
Zaremba finishes and the foul. This is what we're talking about here. It's been a minute 38 to go in the third quarter. Down 21. You'd expect it to be almost a 30-plus game, though, with the way that the action has shown us.
Yeah, absolutely. The way it's looked, that's for sure. And always it's a funny game sometimes. What it plays out in paper. But they're when they're down 8 for the quarter, the Phoenix, I think that overall they've defended better.
Kopskis spinning all over the place, gets it out to Rykar with 6 on the shot clock. Fadeaway is no good, but good hustle there by Kopskis.
Yeah, you know, good D, and then you're probably gonna give up a triple like that. And there was 3 white shirts around the ball, but the blue shirt wanted it more.
And look at that. Look at just keeping Sunshine Coast to the perimeter. They're going to get Davis on the foul, but it's almost, they call it the pack defense, but it's almost the zone, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And again, you know, there's a lot of energy and a lot of heat on the ball, and obviously they want to force things. You know, the action is on the strong side, and that's where they're susceptible sometimes on that weak side skip. But that's what you get, you know, that's what Coach Tarrant's system's going to give up, and works okay for him. I mean, they're only allowing 73 points a game this season, so that's pretty significant. Admittingly, they haven't played some of the big boys yet. They've played Cairns, obviously, but other than that, they haven't had some of the tougher games that we would suspect.
It's going to be interesting to see. The Rip picked up their first loss last night to Southwest. Carter goes right through the defense, misses the layup though. But it's going to be interesting to see when they go up north and they take on a Mackay. Rockhampton still, they're not having the success they're used to having, but they're still a strong team.
Yeah.
Townsville is a strong team as well, so be interesting to see. Good pass inside, good finish by Zaremba. Nice creativity from Jeremy Hill.
Yeah, and that's when the Phoenix have looked good as well, when they've had a little bit of that high post, flash, and big-to-big type action. When, that's, again, I think for Coach Hazelhurst, if he watches the third quarter, there'll be a lot of stuff that he'll be pleased with.
Great pass to Carter. Corner three is good. That was all Aaron Anderson, and Zach Carter gave him the point. You the man, because I just beat the buzzer to give my team a 23-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. Dave, pretty solid quarter of action from both teams.
Yeah, really good. I mean, the Phoenix is still, they're fighting, which is good. And again, that's what you always want out of a young team. You want the commitment. Sometimes the scoreboard isn't your friend, but as long as they're doing the right things culturally and offensively learning and defensively learning. So I don't know if you can be too critical of Kenyon, then trying to stay in front of Anderson isn't a simple job.
Definitely not. But it is the end of the third, so we'll take a break with Brisbane up 23 points to 89-66. Sorry about that. As we head into the quarter time break, we'll be back with the fourth quarter and the final quarter of action here on your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Welcome back to NAB Stadium in Auchenflower. 89-66 the score here as the Caps are up 23 over Sunshine Coast Phoenix. Dave, let's take a look at some of the statistics at that quarter time break.
Well, almost leads all scorers with 39 at 75% clip, which is handy.
Not bad.
Not bad. 33. Sorry, Johnny, 33 points. 19 points for Anderson. 11 assists too for the Caps point guard. 24 assists in total on 33 buckets. They're sharing the ball really well, and more importantly, after they share it, they're making them pay. So good job from the Caps in the first three quarters.
Phoenix will have the opportunity to get the first points on the board here in the final quarter. Hayden Reed has it. Now Kenyon three is a long one. It's off. Again, Brisbane forced them to the perimeter where Phoenix struggles. Seb Windsor going to fire a three. That's good also. The three-point shot is falling. That's the 12th of the night for Brisbane. And Massengale trying to get going. He's fouled on his way to the bucket. Kopska's going to get called for the personal. That's his fourth personal. Lamb going to check in for Kopska's. Massengale hit the first. Second one is up and good also from CJ Massengale. 92-68 the lead for Brisbane. Let's see if they can put their foot down, though, and really run away with this one. Onwis, another three is off. Tipped around, though, and look at that. Lamb getting down and dirty. Picks it up for the Caps. Windsor on the opposite wing. Hits another three. He's feeling it. I think it's safe to say Brisbane's going to crack triple digits tonight, Dave.
Yeah.
Hill jump shot is off. Zaremba tips it back to Hill, who hands it off for Reed, who lays it in. Onwis working on Massengale. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Anderson, deep three is off. Massengale loses it on the way to the bucket. You got a foul call here. Who are they going to give that one to? That one's going to go on Christian Lamb, his first personal. It's the second team foul for Brisbane in the fourth. Under 8 to go.
I think there was 5 blue jerseys on him, so it was difficult to see who it was, but you know, good aggressive take from Massengale.
Hill fading away, it's off. And then Zaremba catches Zach Carter in the face with an arm. They're going to get Zaremba for the personal. First team foul on the Phoenix. That's the third personal foul for Toby Zaremba. Carter finds space on the baseline, misses, and Zaremba comes up with it. Oh, great pass inside. Good look by Massengale, good finish by Hill. G. Anderson is he's just the jet. Hill, three-pointer, short. Massengale chases it down, though. That's good hustle there from the veteran Massengale. Reed, top of the key, three is off. Good tip by Hill. Goes right back up and misses. As you said, that's got to be their fifth or sixth missed layup, Dave.
Yeah, a lot of easy ones.
And then Onwis steps out of bounds for the turnover. 95-72 the lead here for the Caps. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 6:46 to go in the game. Your QBL Game of the Week presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Back with you here at NAB Stadium in Auckland Flower. Gotta love a bit of Neil Diamond, don't you, Dave?
You sure gotta. Our favorite here at the Capitol Dome.
It's definitely a favorite here in Auckland Flower, that's for sure. I think it's about the only place I hear it these days as Kenyon gets to the bucket and lays it in. Then they're gonna get Zaremba, though, for an offensive foul, I think. That's his 4th personal. Checking in for Toby Zaremba is B.D. Hooper.
I think Donaldson's maybe gone missing a little bit here in this second half. Johnny, I think he was good.
He was good to start the game.
In his minutes, you know?
Yep, I agree with you. Carter, little floater is good. Nice creativity there by young Seb Windsor.
They're just losing their guys far too frequently. Just too loose.
Just they just haven't been able to match the energy of the Capitals.
Yeah.
Pass stolen. Here comes Anderson. Onwas looking for the oop. Anderson going to stop and pop though. That's just as good. And we're teetering on the verge of triple digits. It's 99-74 now. Brisbane in the lead.
And we'll see how long it is until Coach Tarrant gets the youngsters some action.
Another turnover there. Hogan going to check back in. Matty Kenyon going to come out.
Pretty dejected looking Phoenix bench at the moment, and I think, you know, been there, done that with young groups. And quite frankly, he had a lot more experience than what I had a couple of times too. So it's tough though, right? As I said, you only need a few minutes of poor spells, and then you're down the barrel of a 10-point run or an 8-point run, and then you look up and you lose by 25. A lot of good things from the Phoenix tonight, I think. I think some of their offense has been really nice.
Kopskas just fouled out, so Jake Davis going to check back in. But that's the thing, you got to take it in bits and pieces. They came in confident off the 2 wins, but just got completely deflated here by the Capitals.
Yeah, there's a reason why the Caps have made the last couple of GFs, and they're a really good group. Tonight they'll go to, I think, this is number 6-0, right? Yep. Nice pass from Reed.
Sio to Maava, hook shot off. And there goes Reichard, and then he's fouled by Hayden Reed. But that's the thing with the Phoenix. It's going to be tough to how did you do it with your young Pirates group? How do you keep them focused, and how do you get them moving on from the tough losses? Because this is a big loss for them. They can't, like I said, come in confident off of 2 wins.
Yeah, well, I think you know, if you think you're going to come in and if you think you're going to go in and obviously you're coming in with a plan of being competitive, and so you need to teach the competitive spirit and the team and the culture. And then the offensive execution, defensive execution, that's just learning on the fly. Like you can't, you only learn through getting smacked. And so defensively though, I think at times they've been really poor in how they've tagged up in that zone in particular and so forth. And just in general, a lot of penetration so that they've allowed. And the split line D's been a little bit poor as well. So.
And how important is it though also, like, you have this young group, it's a new group, so they're always going to be struggling to learn to play together, I guess. Yeah. How important is it to have that same group carry on the next season?
Well, that's what you need to do, is you need to build that continuity, as Reed does a good job of playing good D. So it's never a one-year process. If you think it's a one-year process, then they're not going to have a great deal of fun either.
Carter getting set to inbounds. Gets it over to Davis. And that's, I think also, that's part of the success of this Caps group. It's the same core of the last few years, really.
Yeah.
A few new faces this year. But young guys, developing young guys like a Jake Davis, like a Kopsikas, like a Seb Windsor. Those are guys that are now being solid contributors. Hogan gets fouled pretty hard there by Aleknowitz. Just stepped up to take the charge, didn't he?
Well, he
Hogan just bounced right off him.
Oh, he didn't do anything wrong, and there was no malice in it.
And good sportsmanship, goes over, gives him a pound. Says, sorry, brother. 4:30 to go. It's 102-75. Both teams on 4 team fouls. Coach Tarrant still has a few of the starters out there with Alecknowitz. Good dump off for Reichart. Reichart reverse layup, no good. Tipped around. Maeva comes up with it for Sunshine Coast. Hogan open for 3 from the wing. That's good. Bit too late though, but nice shot there from Hogan.
Yeah, and again, they need to just watch the tape, break it down, see what they were good at, see where they can improve.
Reichart offensive rebound and putback is good. It's a tough matchup for young Hooper going against the wily veteran Dusty Reichart.
Yeah, really good experience though for him.
Hogan kicks it to the corner. Here's Hooper up for 3. It's off. Good offensive board by Maeva. And Hooper gets it out to Donaldson. There's Hogan, kicks it out. Reed thought about it, then found Hooper, who missed the layup. And that's the story of the night, really, for Sunny Coast, isn't it?
Yeah, they certainly missed a lot of very makeable shots.
Reed going to slow things down a bit. Instead, skips it over to Hooper. Will pull up for the jumper. That's off. Donaldson, though, with a nice tip.
It's got a little messy here in the last few minutes, to say the least.
Davis with the easy layup. Another 2 points there for Jake Davis. I've really enjoyed watching Davis grow also. He's come a long way since we first started covering the competition, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's got to continue to keep working on some of that stuff, that in-between game and some of his playmaking as well, defensively.
He's been involved in some of the Bullets camps as well, and some of the sessions, so certainly that would help him as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Needs a couple extra hamburgers after the game. That'll help him.
Goff going to check in for Sunshine Coast. Hayden Reed going to take a seat on the bench. 106-79 the score here with 2:30 to go.
The young bloods haven't got Terrence eye yet. With a couple minutes to go.
And as you say that, Coach Tarrant goes to Lachlan Venus. Lachlan Venus going to check in, see his first minutes of the night tonight. Two for two for CO2 Maeva. Carter going to get a breather, and Venus checks in for him. Good high-low action. There's Venus. Can't finish, though.
I think he's going to commit it to a school too, Johnny.
Venus has he?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of the young guys. Josh Leaney also going to go give the overseas U.S. college route a go. So congratulations to those two boys earning themselves a scholarship to college to play hoops.
Yeah. Well, that one's a little off.
Dusty wants to hit a three-pointer tonight. He's 0 of 2 from deep. Timeout taken on the floor by Coach Tarrant, so we'll take one as well. With the Phoenix down 23, 106-83. New QBL Game of the Week presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Back with you here at NAB Stadium in Auckland Flower. 106-83 the lead for the Capitals. Caps got Venus Davis, Onwis, Aleknowitz, and Anderson. Phoenix responded with Maava, Donaldson, Hogan, Goff, and where am I? Sorry. Hooper. Thank you. Some of the young fellas on for both sides. Dave, it's going to be a loss for the Phoenix. What are some of the positives they can take away to build on for their next game?
Yeah, I think we touched on a few of them over the night, and that was a perfect example. Was that hitting the paint with either a high receiver and looking for that big to big or that skip pass. When they've done that in patience, they've looked really good. Again, offensively, some of the times their spacing was really nice, some of it was off. So Coach Hazelhurst have a look at some tape, see which bits were good, and go from there. I still want to try and see. I think in order to help them have success, they need to try and get some of the younger guys some better looks, including Massengale as well, as far as that, getting some more easy buckets out of their motion sets for their 2s and 3s, because that's where a lot of their points are going to come from, the 2s and 3s. And establishing Hill as well. I think they need to try and establish Hill a bit more.
Yeah, I'd like to see them get some action, like you said, in the paint, getting Matty Kenyon going to the bucket, getting Fullerton going to the bucket, because they're struggling to hit the outside shot, and teams are recognizing that. Brisbane played off of the Phoenix and dared them to beat them from the outside, and they were unsuccessful. So
yeah.
And what about the Caps tonight? Pretty impressive overall performance. You see their big guns doing it for them, Princeton, Onwis, and Aaron Anderson. That's why you're bringing imports to produce like they did tonight.
Yeah, and I think they've been terrific. Yeah, they've been terrific. I mean, really, Brisbane's had a really good display. Like Coach Tarrant was saying before the game, he was concerned that these are the ones where last year and maybe the year before they go and lose to some of the teams that they shouldn't lose to, and drop 2 or 3 games throughout the season. And I think maybe that's the difference in this year's group, is that the attention to detail to get the win when they need to. Pretty convincing win.
110 now, 86. Just about 26 seconds to go in the game. About a 2-second differential.
Oh, great bucket.
Great bucket there from Breland Hogan.
Well, he hurt us at the halftime, Johnny, because he did get better involved in the second half as well. I think that's another thing, is he was a little passive maybe in that first 20 minutes. He was certainly better in the second half.
So Lamb going to check in for Jake Davis.
Well, that's got to be a foul. I mean, whistle's gone, 10 seconds to go. Let's finish it up.
So looking ahead to your QBL game of the week next week, we've got the Mackay at Logan doubleheader next Saturday. Women tip at 5, men tip at 7. That should be a great game. Logan struggling so far this season, and Mackay undefeated. The final buzzer goes 112-89, the win here for the Brisbane Capitals over the Sunshine Coast Phoenix. We'll see if we can pull up some final stats and wrap things up for you in just a moment. But Dave, overall thoughts of the game. I know I hit you up already, but just give us a couple quick hitters.
Yeah, I think Brisbane's saying that they're still one of the top teams, and for a reason. And the Phoenix were, as you'd expect, a young group who did some good things, did plenty of things that they need to work on. And they'll all be better for it.
Look at the statistics for Brisbane. They shot 53% from the field, 60 from 2, 43% from 3, and they hit 93% of their three-point free throws. 30 assists, though, on 42 buckets. That's a pretty good clip. You look at points in the paint, like you said, 46-32 in favor of Brisbane. And then points off of turnovers. They doubled up on Sunshine Coast, 22 points and 11 to Sunny Coast. Sunny Coast shot 43% from the field, 50% from two-point land, only 25% from 3. They were 19 of 20, though, from the free throw line. And looking at some of the top scorers in the game, Dave.
Well, just finishing too, Johnny, the other nice thing is they did get 20-plus points in the paint in that second half. So again, there's some positives for sure to take out of that. Top scorers were Anderson with 21, also 13 assists. Almost, maybe I predicted it. He did finish with 39.
He did, yeah. Good
in
call.
the end. We said it was.
Gotta call you Nostradamus.
It was 33 a little while ago, but he made a few late buckets. Really good team performance from all. Kopsika's finished with 6 assists as well. 12 points for Jake Davis, 17 from Carter, 10 from Reichart. For the Phoenix, I thought, Jerome Hill was good. Finished with probably a quiet 22, 9 rebounds, 13 for Massengale, 24 points as Hogan heated up in the second half there. And, again, 19 turnovers is going to hurt, especially when you get that converted into a three-pointer down the other end down your face.
Yeah, a lot of positives to take out of this for the Capitals. Sunshine Coast as well, but they go down 112-89, so that's going to wrap things up, guys. Don't forget, go to Facebook, give us a like at Nothing But Net Media and also Live Sport Australia. Next week we'll have Mackay at Logan. I've got to thank Chris Sieber on the camera. I've got to thank Regan Baker on the production / networking / everything tonight. I also got to thank James Bowman down in Sydney for helping us out with all the graphics and also some of the network support. For my broadcast partner, Dave Darwin, I'm John Guana. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll see you again next week on your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia.